right, you guys, it is Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock. You know what that means on Fox 26, your foodie, flavorful station. We are here at the Museum of Fine Arts at Le Jardinier. Joining me is the COO of the Bastion collection. We're going to tell you guys what that is. Alain Pinto, thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to Foodies and Friends on Fox 26, your first time.
I know, we're so excited. I was very pleased to meet you and learn about the great experience with your mom, and thank you for sharing those great moments. I'm very excited. Thank you.
Well, we're so excited, not only that we're here today, we've got some really incredible news for you guys. We're going to keep it a little bit secret as long as we can. But, you know, we want to show you guys some of the dishes that are here at Le Jardinier, but we also want to talk a little bit about the restaurant and why it is so different from a lot of other restaurants. So the Bastion collection, you want to give our viewers a little breakdown about what the Bastion collection is.
Great, of course. Thanks, Katie. Yes, we are a internationally renowned hospitality group with 8 distinguished concepts. We have an award with 9 Michelin stars since 2019.
Hold on, baby.
That's right.
Hold on, baby. You said 9 Michelin stars.
Awards since 202019. That is correct.
That's got to be some of the most in the world.
Some of it, yes. We're part of the elite. That's right.
My goodness.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's an incredible accomplishment.
If I may share a little bit about the group and the collection. So we have a total of 4 Le Jardiniers. Our first location being in New York City with a 1 Michelin star. The second location was opened inside of the Design District in Miami, also a Michelin star restaurant. The third location is here. I'm very excited to share this moment with you and be able to be the ambassador of Chef Alain's cuisine and Chef Felipe. That's right.
Yes, you guys are going to meet him too. We're going to go in the kitchen with Chef Alain. We're going to talk about him and talk to him later.
And our fourth location being inside of the Woodward Hotel in Geneva. So those are the 4 Le Jardiniers we have for now. We have other restaurants that we operate, such as L'Atelier of Joao Robuchon, a very famous award Michelin star chef, Mr. Robuchon. We are the only 2 Michelin star restaurant in Florida. That's right, in the Design District, and also in Geneva. L'Atelier is also inside of the Woodward Hotel.
I mean, we're talking about some serious stars, y'all. All right, we're gonna keep talking, but we want to get to the food because we've got a foodie cam. You guys aren't going to believe these dishes that are coming out of this kitchen. And, you know, Le Jardinier, the direct translation is the gardener. Yes, which I love. And I believe Chef Alain, who we're going to talk to a little bit later, but this is his concept. Yeah?
That's right. It's a collaboration between Chef Alain, our director Culinary, and the Bastion collection. That's correct, yes.
Delian, what are we looking at here?
Oh, this is, I would say, it's one of our staples. I think a lot of the dishes we're going to try today, it's a little bit of a combination of what we all know for. This is the foie gras torchon.
Foie gras torchon.
That's right. Yes. That's right. It's one of our classics. It has a lot of French techniques behind. It comes with a toast sourdough. It's one of Chef Alain's creations. Yes, it's a great dish.
Now, when you mention Chef Alain's creations, so there are, like we said, there are 4 locations of Le Jardinier around the country. Is this the same dish that we are going to have in Le Jardinier in New York City?
Great question. So we work a lot with the seasonality. As you know, Houston gets warmer too quick.
We're different, y'all. We're a little funny.
So we like that. Yep. So we try to work a lot. Obviously, we have our staples. It's very important for us and Chef Alain and his team. So we have about 7-8 dishes that what is the signature of Le Jardinier.
Okay.
Obviously, we try to work with the local produces. So because Houston gets warmer too quick, so we try to work with ingredients, but the core of the actual dish, it's the same.
And that probably changes too, right? Because East Coast, you know, I'm from East Coast. You know, I grew up here in Houston, but we have snow and ice for 6 months out of the year, which we gratefully do not have here in Houston. But I imagine it does cause an ongoing adjustment to your ingredients because especially a restaurant with Michelin stars.
That's right.
You guys have a lot to consider.
We do. Yeah. And like to give you a simple example, like our spring menu when it was first launched this year, New York was the first one because naturally came before. And then followed by Houston and Miami.
Oh my goodness!
I hope you enjoy it. This is.
My goodness! Okay, so walk me through every single item here.
Absolutely.
Yes,
so we have the foie gras torchon with a plum
So this is plum.
That's correct.
I love that.
And also has a black plum chutney and grilled sourdough.
Black plum chutney. Oh, I never thought that I would say those things together, but that is wonderful.
Yeah, you will love it.
Yes.
It has a great combination because you have the fattiness of the foie gras with some spices and acidic of the fruits.
Now, Chef is very considerate, like you said, of the seasonality. This is a French restaurant, yes, but you do embrace a lot of different cuisines in your menus. And we're going to talk to your chef who is in the kitchen a little bit later too.
I can't wait for you to meet Chef.
And he kind of brings a little bit different taste to the cuisine. But talk a little bit about your, the different kinds of cuisines that you have here. It's not just French. Yeah.
No, well, we're like I said, we try to cater to the actual community. So for us, when we came to the Houston market, it was very important that we have a menu that has more varieties in. It's something that the Houstoners like very much is have options on the menu. So we had to cater to that. Chef Alain, he's very focused on the well-being. So it's very important for us that we work with a lot of source of the ingredients. The vegetables are well sourced. Everything we do, there's a lot of thought behind. It's just not like putting the dish. There's a lot of work that him and his team. We have a great Chef Philippe has been with us for the I believe, early 2019. He came from New York, helped us open Miami, and eventually became the chef de cuisine here. We're very excited. I'm excited for you to meet with Chef Alain and Philippe. So that's what the thought is. A lot of source of ingredients. There's a lot of mentorship behind our kitchen. So he's just, aside being a great leader and a chef, he helps a lot of the young ones to become the next chefs.
That's amazing. All right, let's go back to the Foodie Cam because, the show is all about the food. Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's what our
Dalion, what are we looking at, my friend?
Yeah, so this is actually, when I think about Le Jardinier, I'm always thinking about the burrata dish. That's such a great dish with mangoes. Again, we go back to the seasonality. You have some of the peach. You have as well some of the asparagus puree. So that's what the dish is about. All the seasonality into it. Some olive oil. That is great, of course. Yes, that's one of our classics.
Now, you mentioned something, and this is a wonderful dish to talk about this with. You mentioned our Houston diners.
That's right.
I feel that our diners are the best in the world. I'm a little biased, but I'm interested from you because coming from markets like Miami, New York, these are very high volume markets. I'm wondering, and you mentioned choices. You already picked up on one of the hints, how to win our hearts. We like choices, but are there any other interesting little characteristics that you've picked up about Houstonians and their dining?
Sure, absolutely. So I think Houstonians has definitely I feel like since the pandemic, the dining scene in Houston has get better and better. There are great restaurants here. I think we have elevate the benchmark when we came. Very humble. Okay, absolutely. I think we did an outstanding job. We have great partners here. The MFH is just great partners that we wanted to. And I think that when it comes down to food, there's a lot of things we think about it. One is the source of an ingredient. Size portion is very important too, I must say.
This is the perfect portion, though. Yeah. It really is.
By the way, it's our tasting menu portion. If you come in and you order from the a la carte, that's going to be a slightly bigger portion. So again, source of ingredients.
I love it.
Try to work with the local produce. Embrace the community is very important for us.
That's a really big one, and that's nice that you guys know that too. Because in Houston, there's very much a culture of trying a lot of restaurants. Our Houstonians, we love our food, we love our drink, and we like lots of choices. And we like to talk about our food. It's a very joyous.
That's right.
And we like to dine out and do good as well. We've got a very, kind of a very fundamental charitable element that's woven into the DNA of the city.
I agree. I think it has such a great restaurants, and you can dine in every restaurant every night. So I love Houston. That's why I moved here.
I'm glad that you're here. I'm excited that you've chosen to plant here. All right, let's go back to the Foodie Cam because you want to talk spring. Le Jardinier. This is what we are talking about. Dalion.
Oh yes, this is.
What is this?
Well, this is what the main idea about Le Jardinier when I talked to you earlier about source of ingredients. This is a Provence white asparagus. It has for a very short period of time throughout the year in that you have some orange, and passion fruit reduction, and something we call the perfect grain to give some consistency and crunchiness to the dish. So lots of seasonality in this dish.
Passion fruit
That's right.
reduction. I've never heard that one before.
Yes,
and you said that's the asparagus too.
Those are white asparagus from Provence.
Yes.
That's correct.
Now we're going to take a look at some of the white asparagus a little bit later. Is this the plate that we're going to look at being plated? Okay, so yes.
There you go. Look at that.
Oh yes. So we're going to, so a little bit, we're going to go into the kitchen. We're going to meet Chef Alain. Oh, we're going to go right now. We're going to go right now. Chef Alain is waiting for us. I'm going to leave you here with this food.
Should I? I'll stay here. Yes, yes. Of course.
Here we go. Chef Alain and Chef Philippe, welcome. We're back in the kitchen. We're back in your little playhouse here. What are you guys doing back here?
Yes, so in fact for you today is the season, right? So white asparagus is the moment to have white asparagus in your food nowadays, like for salad, for grilling, for everything. It's so versatile. It's packed with vitamins, nutrients, and it's the perfect timing. If you miss this timing now, you have to wait more than 10 months.
Oh my goodness.
So let's do it now.
So it's only fresh right now.
Yes.
And Chef, just very quickly, what is the difference? Is there a difference between white asparagus and green asparagus?
Yes, the main difference is that, for example, let's say, have a look at this. White asparagus, they are white. Green asparagus, they are obviously green, correct? What is the main difference? Is that the white asparagus never seen sunshine. It's never been able to develop chlorophyll. So in fact, it was growing like this under the ground. So protected from the sun.
Yes.
This one has been growing above the ground, so it could develop chlorophyll, but obviously it's the same variety of asparagus.
So the white asparagus is grown underground and the
Yes.
green asparagus is grown above ground. So there's a little bit of maybe nutrient difference and cooking
Yes.
differences. Yeah.
And even by the taste, because the white is more sweet.
Ah, well, we like
more
sweet.
sweeter.
Well,
Yes.
Chef, what is the best way to prepare this? Because we just took a look at your lovely dish outside for our viewers, but now we're going to prepare it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give you some tips.
Oh,
So,
wonderful. We love
How
tips.
to prepare white on green asparagus. So the starting point is the same. As you can see, the asparagus having these little things here, right, that you have to remove because they are hard or not very good.
They're not tasteful.
They're not tasteful, right? So the first step is the same for both asparagus. Removing with the tip of the knife, of the blade of the knife, this one. You can keep the one close to the head of the asparagus, of course, because they are more tender. But the more you go down, the more thick they are, and the less, good feeling you have, right? Step number one. Exactly the same step for the white asparagus. So there is less presence of these things on the white asparagus, but still you can find some of them. So first step, exactly the same. How to peel white asparagus versus green asparagus. So if you want to make it very elevated, very chic, right, you have to peel both of them. For the green asparagus, I will show you how we do it in a Michelin-starred restaurant. So you take the asparagus here, very delicately with a knife, you do a little circle around, just to cut off the first layer of the asparagus.
So you're not even moving the knife. You're moving the asparagus.
Yes, I'm moving the asparagus around in a very delicate movement. And then, with the peeler, it's a peeler that you can find everywhere, right? So you're gonna take this first cut, I'm gonna peel away from you, like this. So no need to apply too much pressure, because the skin of the green asparagus is pretty thin.
soft. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just to have like a more visual, pleasant asparagus. And the more you go to this part, the more the asparagus been into the ground. So the thickness of the skin is higher here than here. So here is definitely more tender side. This is the best part of the asparagus.
It's the tastiest.
That's the head.
It's the funnest part.
And this is the more thickest part of the skin. So I just removed it. You see, so clean and elegant.
Very elegant and chic, like you mentioned
Very
before.
chic.
I have never, I can say, chef, heard a chef refer to asparagus as chic, but I love it. Chef Philippe, it's probably something that you hear often.
No, I mean, especially here at the Museum of Fine Arts of Jardinier, we have a very chic restaurant, per se, and this dish is very chic again.
Yes.
And actually, it's elevated to bring asparagus to a different level because we know asparagus, but it's not really something that we will include as a regular dish. But over here, as you could see, we have the white asparagus, which we have a wonderful preparation and a wonderful taste.
So let me show you now for the white. Oh, there is another major difference.
Major difference incoming.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes, so
Listen up,
you
y'all.
see, I was very delicate on the green. This one, I will start maybe like 5 centimeters from the head because already, because it's grown under the ground, the skin is thicker.
Yes.
Right? So let's go like this. All around. And I'm just turning the asparagus. So always taking position close to my finger. So I will peel the asparagus from exactly the same position. I've done one full round, as you can see, right? It's not enough.
It's not enough.
No.
It's not chic enough,
No,
chef.
white asparagus always have to be twice. So once again,
Another round.
Another round.
Here we go.
Less pressure, but it will be enough to remove any excess of skin on the any kind of not very pleasant fiber presence. And it's very important to be aware about keeping the natural shape of the asparagus, not applying too much pressure. We want to keep the asparagus as rounded as before. If you apply too much pressure, you will see the presence of the
little
blade,
dent.
the dent of the blade. So we don't want this. So now we have the white, we have the green, very different way.
Yeah.
You see the difference between the peeling of one white asparagus
Yes.
and one green asparagus. It's very, very different. And then after, that's the preparation. Of course, we're going to wash them, I'm going to cook them. Big difference of cooking asparagus. Why? Because even if the white asparagus having some sweetness to it, you have also some little bit of bitterness. So while cooking white asparagus on the cooking water, you have to put a little bit of sugar.
Sugar.
Yeah, salt and sugar.
Salt and sugar, or salt or sugar?
Salt on sugar.
On sugar.
Just to remove any bitterness, right? And then the next trick is like, and you can go and film there. When I'm cooking white asparagus, I always put a couple of thin slices of oranges because the oranges will give some very delicate flavor to the water while the asparagus are cooking. And when the asparagus are cooked, I put them down in the cooking liquid. So this is the cooking liquid from the asparagus. I'm keeping the orange inside. So the asparagus is now resting in the water who have its own flavor. So it is even more intense.
I love it. I love this. Now, chef, how long does this sit in the water for? How long does the asparagus?
From this one, from yesterday, and you can keep one day ahead because it will be even more intensify the flavor.
All right.
Also, the white asparagus, you have to be more cooked through, right? You have to be more tender. With the green asparagus, you can allow yourself to have a little bit more of a texture, some crunchy texture. But for the white, you have to be tender every time. So I'm going to show you now the preparation of the dish.
Katie has left me. I don't know why.
So I'm taking asparagus here. I'm going to be removing the excess of water. Why I'm removing the excess of water? So when I will be applying the seasoning, it will stick better to the asparagus. And then now I will cut them. So I will make it like this. A little bit bias like this. And then I will season them. So asparagus, white and green, they love olive oil. So the first step is to apply some olive oil. So you can see, I'm not applying the olive oil like this because I'm respecting the natural shape of the asparagus. So I go along with this. And then, of course, with a pencil, I just spread it out very evenly. Then nice and shiny and covered with a thin layer of olive oil. Seasoning.
Chef, this
Little
is
bit
like
of salt.
watching an artist. So delicate. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, like this. And I will put some little bit of what we call piment d'Espelette. It's a dry, a very mild chili from the border of Spain and France. And because the head of the asparagus is the more delicate and beautiful, I avoid to cover the head to avoid the asparagus with the pepper. So that's the first step.
First step.
First step.
All right. Well, we are going to continue this in some extra content on Foodies and Friends, and we're going to show you guys how to complete this dish. Remember, guys, every Wednesday live at 3 o'clock, Foodies and Friends on Fox 26, your foodie station. Chef Alain, Chef Philippe, we are here at the museum with, of course, these incredible chefs, Le Jardinier, Katie Stone for Fox